Sairam students, today we are going to start with a new chapter number 12, The Bell, written by Geeta Krishnankutti. So all of you be ready with a pen and a notebook to write all the important points that we are going to learn today. Now before we start with this chapter, let us first understand about the writer Geeta Krishnankutti. Geeta Krishnankutti is an award-winning and well-established translator of short stories, novels and anthologies from Malayalam to English. Her work won the first Crossword Indian Language Fiction Award in 1999. She lives and works in Chennai. Let's understand the central idea of the chapter. The Bell is a story of a young rebellious girl who defies the elders in the family for equal rights, as she believes that all are equal in the eyes of God. Now let's start with the chapter. An unusual sense of excitement pervaded her visit to the temple this evening. There had been an argument over lunch between her and the grown-ups. When she had announced her decision to ring the bell in front of the sanctuary at the hour of lamp lightening, "If Thangam can ring it, so can I," she debated hotly. Now here the word pervaded means spread through and be perceived in every part of. Then the word sanctuary means a part of a religious building that is considered holy. Then the word hotly means in a passionate or angry way. Now students, in this paragraph we understand there was an argument at lunchtime between the young girl and her family members about the South Indian culture of ringing temple bell by priest daughter Thangam. The young rebellious girl, in an angry way, she argued and announced in front of everyone her decision to ring the bell in front of the holy place during the hour of lamp lightening. Now let's read further. They protested in shocked voices. "Thangam is the daughter of the temple priest. She is permitted to touch the bell." She responded angrily that Thangam can overdo play hide and seek every afternoon and behave no differently from any of them. Here we understand when there was an argument regarding the ringing of the temple bell, and when the girl announced about her decision to ring the bell in front of the holy place, her elders protested in shock, saying that Thangam is a priest daughter and she has got permission to touch the bell. For this the girl replied angrily that when Thangam can behave normally like others and she can play hide and seek like others can do it, then I can also ring the bell like her. Now let's read ahead. Besides, she added, goading them deliberately, "We are all equal in the eyes of God." She was quite sure whether they had heard this bit, for they had already turned away in disgust. But after lunch, she caught them whispering about that horrid English school she goes to, which meant that they had heard. Now here the word goaded means provoking. Then the word disgust means strong disapproval aroused by something offensive. Now students, here in this paragraph we understand when the girl was arguing, she raised her voice and said that we all are equal in the eyes of God. Now for this, her family did not take the argument seriously. They ignored her. And then later after lunch, the girl heard them talking that horrid English school she goes to. That means the elders were trying to say that the girl had learned from the English school that all are equal. And to this, elders were not ready to accept, as their custom does not allow them to do so. Now let's read ahead. But she was sure that they had not taken her very seriously. That was the trouble with grown-ups. They always presumed that if they told her that she would understand everything when she was older, she would accept their wisdom and authority unquestioningly and not dream of going against them. Oh well, she would show them this time. Now here the word presumed means assumed. Now students, here we understand. But she was sure that they had not taken her very seriously. This means that the girl was sure that the elders were not listening to her. That was the trouble with grown-ups. Means that the grown-ups does not take children seriously. They always presumed that if they told her that she would understand everything when she was older, she would accept the wisdom and authority unquestioningly and not dream of going against them. Means that the elders always assume that they take children for granted, and when she will grow up older, she will understand everything and then she will accept all the customs unquestioningly. That is, whatever the elders believe, she will also believe them unquestioningly, and then she will not dream of going against the custom and will also not argue with the elders. Now let's read ahead. She therefore submitted with good grace to the suggestion that she accompany her grandmother to the tank for her evening bath, though she really preferred the makeshift bathroom at the back of the house. She hated the slippery stone steps of the tank. The dark green slime at the edges menaced her foothold. The water had a sullen, dangerous look and always felt bitterly cold. But she endured it all today with no complaint, chattering brightly. She did not fuss even when the tiny fishes swam around her ankles, pecking at them viciously, threatening her precarious balance. Here the word makeshift means temporary. Then the word slime means an unpleasantly thick and slippery liquid substance. Menaced means threatened. Then the word pecking means bite something. Then the word viciously means in a cruel or violent manner. Then the word precarious means uncertain or likely to fall. Now students, here in this paragraph we understand her great-grandmother had asked her to accompany her to the tank for evening bath. Though she preferred to take bath at the temporary bathroom at the back of her house, but still, like an obedient girl, she accompanied her grandmother. She hated the slippery stone step of the tank. She was scared of the dark green slime at the edges of the steps. That is, the green slippery slime is somewhat like the fungus that grows on the edges of the steps. Then, the water had a sullen, dangerous look and always felt bitterly cold. That is, the water had a dangerous look, and as the temperature of the water was extremely cold, but then she kept patient and she did not complain and kept on talking to her grandmother happily. She was not even disturbed when the tiny fishes swarmed around her ankles and the fishes were biting her in a threatening and violent manner. In such a threatening situation also, she was trying to balance herself in the tank water. Now let's read this. Back again at home, she had to undergo the intensely uncomfortable ritual of hairdressing. They smoothed her hair with what felt like a whole jar of oil, separated each shining strand till it hung limp and straight and lifeless down her back. Then tied it up in a tight skin stretching knot on the top of her head, securing it with a fiber of banana stem. Now here the word strand means a single hair. Now here, once she returned after evening bath, she was forced for a peculiar uncomfortable ritual hairdressing, which she did not like. So much oil was put on her hair that she felt as if whole jar of oil was put on her head. Because of that, her hair used to lose its firmness and become straight and lifeless, and then the hair would be tied tightly on the top of her head by putting a fiber of banana stem. She was thankful none of her school friends could see her like this. Droplets of oil oozing down her temples gave her tiny shivers of disgust. The back of her neck felt slimy, made her long to wriggle out of her skin. She bit back her annoyance, contenting herself with a savage swipe at her oily forehead with the edge of her skirt when they were not watching. Now here the word slimy means greasy. Then the word annoyance means irritation. Then the word savage means severe. Students, here in this paragraph we understand the girl did not like the ritual hairdressing. So she was thankful that none of her school friends could see her in this condition. Since there was an extreme oil put on her head, due to this the droplets of oil was oozing from the temples, that is the edges or side of the forehead. And this gave her a disgust feeling, that is a yuck type of feeling. So much oil Granny used to pour that the oil dripped everywhere on her neck, and she does not like this. So when she saw no one was watching her, she took edge of her skirt and cleaned her oily forehead. It was embarrassing for her. Now let's read this. She was ready before the evening flurry of lamp lightning had started. The old toothless major domo of the household, Kelu Nair, was instructed to accompany her today. Why could they never understand how ridiculous she felt being escorted by him? She had reminded her mother many times that she walked alone to school every day when they were back in the town, that she even went by herself to the bakery at the end of the road and buy sweets and cakes. Her mother simply pretended not to hear. Now here the word flurry means activity. Then the word major domo means a long serving servant. Then the word escorted means accompany. Here we understand that the girl was ready before the evening activity of lamp lighting. The major domo, Kelu Nair, was told to accompany her. She felt very bad. She had told many a times to her mother that she had gone alone to school and bakery. But her mother simply pretended not to hear. Now let's read ahead. She alternately envied and detested the grown-ups for their loathsome habit of not hearing whatever they found inconvenient to answer. Now here the word envied means grudge. Then the word detested means dislike intensely. Then the word loathsome means extremely unpleasant. Now here we understand when her mother ignored her request that she does not want Kelu Nair's company. She had a strong resentment and dislike intensely towards her elders' unpleasant behavior of not listening to the things which they find it troublesome. Let's read ahead. Sometimes if she arrived at the strategic blend of authority and appeal, she could force Kelu Nair to walk a few steps behind her and pretend that he did not belong to her at all. But this was something she rarely achieved. Today, he stuck obstinately to her side, imparting bites and pieces of information and advice that she tried to ignore. Now here the word strategic means done as a part of plan. Then the word appeal means make a serious or urgent or heartfelt request. Here in this paragraph we understand when her mother had asked Kelu Nayar to accompany her to the temple, the girl did not like his company. She planned to request Kelu Nayar to walk a few steps behind her, pretending that he did not belong to her at all. But she was not at all successful in doing so. Rather, Kelu Nayar stubbornly refused her request and he kept on communicating and he advised her about their custom. But the girl ignored his talks. Now let's read further. She quickened her steps as they reached the road, almost breaking into a run. Kelu Nayar shouted at her to stop and wait for him. She did not care to explain to any of them that she tried to cover his stretch of road as quickly as possible because the gravel hurt her bare feet. At the temple entrance, she slowed down, grateful for the feel of the sun-warmed stone. Here in this paragraph we understand that the girl quickened her steps as they reached the road, almost faster than Kelu Nayar, and left Kelu Nayar behind. Kelu Nayar shouted her to stop and wait for him, but the girl did not care as she wanted to cross the road as quickly as possible because the small pebbles were hurting her bare feet. She slowed down as soon as she entered the temple entrance. She felt better due to the stone that was warmed by the heat of the sun. Now let's read ahead. The usual knot of women was gathered around the three-tiered stone lamp at the outer door, talking earnestly in hushed voices, their face grave and sad. Kelu Nayar edged as close to them as he dared. She knew he drank in every whisper that he could distinguish and that he would impart it all, embellished with many scandalous details of his own invention, to her mother and great-grandmother over dinner tonight. Now here the word hushed means very quiet and still. Then the word embellished means decorate. Then the word scandalous means disgraceful. Now students, the three-tiered stone lamp looks something like this, the image which is given here. But this is a metal lamp, and stone lamp will look something like this but made of a stone. Now here there were few women who gathered around the three-tiered stone lamp at the outer door and were talking to each other very silently with their face grave and sad. Means these women belonged to a caste who were not allowed to go inside the temple due to their religion or customs. Kelu Nayar went very close to these women to hear whatever these women were whispering. Now, this girl knew. She was aware that the Kelu Nayar will tell everything whatever he had heard by adding and garnishing with extra stories and will present in the dishonored manner in front of her mother and great-grandmother. Let's read ahead. As they started their ritual circling of the outer wall of the temple, she noticed that the football game had already begun in the courtyard beside the sanctuary of Krishna. She enjoyed watching the players more so because of her obvious delight in the vigor of their game. Now here the word vigor means effort or energy and enthusiasm. Now students, you all must be remembering when you used to go to Shrima Ganesha temple, as a ritual you all must be circling the outer wall of the temple, right? Similarly, here this girl, as soon as she reached the temple, she started circling with others the outer wall of the temple, and while she was doing so, she saw the football game had already started in the courtyard, beside the sanctuary of Krishna. She enjoyed watching the game because she was enthusiastic to watch about this game. Now let's read ahead. Arriving at the sanctuary of Krishna, she saw the small door obstinately closed. Kelu Nayar had told her time and time again that the image inside was unimaginably beautiful. Today, she circled it hurriedly, her mind full of her secret mission, and almost ran along, provoking an incomprehensible torrent of protest from Kelu Nayar, who could not keep up with her. Now here, the word incomprehensible means difficult to understand. Now here, after watching the football game, she quickly circled the temple wall and she came near the sanctuary of Krishna, where she saw a small door purposely closed. And she remembered Kelu Nayar had earlier told her many a times that the holy image kept inside was extremely beautiful. And now she circled it hurriedly as there was a secret mission, that is, to ring the bell. So she ran quickly so as Kelu Nayar cannot catch hold her. Now students, I will stop this session here and we will continue with the same chapter in our next online session. Till then, Sai Ram.